Opinion with J&M. Jonathan, how you doing there, buddy? Wait. I'm just going to turn everybody on at the same time just to get this over with.
Please.
How are you feeling, buddy? You sound a little, what's the Spanish word for that?
Under the weather? Possibly. Well, it is freaking cold outside. It was last night.
Not that bad yet.
Oh, no, it's just like 15 degrees.
That's all right. It's going to get like 15 below.
When?
It's Chicago. What do you mean when?
That's all right.
It's inevitable.
Yeah, eventually. But it was worth it. It was worth going out to downtown to watch Bellator last night. That was kind of fun. Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Enough of that.
But I was in the same building with my favorite fighter of all time, which was fun.
Which is whom?
Fedor.
Don't know who that is.
I know. I kind of know.
He's a Russian guy that I actually named my kid after. I'm that much of a fan.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I went to one UFC fight before. It was, is it weird to see it on TV without announcers?
Yeah, it kind of is.
It's almost, I don't want to say it's boring, but like the announcers kind of make this show sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I will say, when I went to UFC, it was the same thing. Like I missed Joe Rogan talking, and what was the other guy's name? The one that got fired.
Here we go.
That guy.
The guy who announces sometimes at the WWE was there. The guy with the glasses, the Canadian guy.
Talking about.
Do you?
I do know what you're talking about.
I
used to be really into WWE, so I do know what you're talking about.
He's a recent guy or older guy?
He's probably mid 40s, 50s.
Mid 40s.
He's got the real like super announcy voice. He's really good.
Yeah.
Erwin Winkler? Oh.
No.
I don't know.
No. Who's that? That's the ref, isn't he?
No, that's.
I'll show you a picture of him.
That's like a mix. I think I mixed up a bunch of names there, but whatever.
I was kind of fanboying over him because he's my favorite announcer. He does a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, you don't know nothing.
But the same thing with I remember going to a WWF Monday Night Raw a while ago. And it's kind of the same feel. Like without the announcers, it's kind of, again, not boring, just not as entertaining because they add colors. Yeah. Obviously, that's what they are, right?
Yeah. It was fun because it was like the Wintrust Arena. It's a little bit more intimate. There was maybe like 10, 15,000 people in there. So it was pretty like loud. It was kind of animated in there. So it was kind of cool.
How could a professional fight be intimate?
Intimate?
How?
Like I was right next to the cage.
Like, but I understand. I understand what the word means, but like to me, intimate to me would mean something like maybe I'm using it the wrong way.
Yeah,
but like
you
more
are
romantic,
using it.
something like that's more intimate. I don't
understand.
understand.
Like a closeness, like in physicality, like a closeness.
Like you've been to a club with a musician. They say it's an intimate setting. It's like 50 people in there. You know,
like to me in a restaurant, an intimate setting is a quiet corner with two people. Not two men fighting.
Well,
I get what you're saying. I get what it's just to me.
Like you can feel the sweat sometimes. Like it can just like get off. Yeah.
I feel like there's a better word for that. And if you haven't heard, we have a guest today. I will allow her to introduce herself.
My name is Amaria. I don't know why I lowered my voice. It's so weird.
I got it right.
Did?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Amaria?
Yes.
Okay, cool. We were kind of like going back and forth, like pronunciation.
No, we were not. I got it on the first try.
It's okay if it makes you feel any better. 3 people today mispronounced my name.
How do they pronounce it?
One person called me Maria. I was like, that's wrong.
Because the A is silent sometimes.
One person said Omari.
Amari?
Omari. Yeah, so they just replaced a whole letter at the beginning. It wasn't cool.
That's weird.
It reminded me of Omarion.
Yeah, Omarion.
Back swim. I was like,
that's B2K.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever happened to them?
Oh boy.
Nothing.
They went through the boy band phase where like only the lead singer ever makes it, and then sometimes he doesn't make it either.
When him and I think his brother or his cousin or something were in that too. Like I forget Marquise Houston or whatever. Wasn't he?
Marquise Houston.
Thank you.
Marcus Houston. Was it Is it Marquise?
Is it Marquise or Marcus?
It could have been Marquise.
Is it Marcus? I don't know.
Isn't he related to like the twins?
And she's giving people stuff about
Sia and Tamara.
No, he's not related to them. No, he's not.
Was he on the show?
He was on the show, Sister. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's related to Omarion, I think.
I think.
Yeah, he might be.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's in the vault. Wow.
Yeah.
They all were not great.
They were not good.
They were not great.
They were not great.
Oh, they had a versus with him and Mario, and Mario waxed him. I don't know how
the big lip guy?
into your
He's the big lip guy.
Yeah. He's the one that looks like Chris Rock.
I didn't even know his name.
He looks like
Chris
Rock.
Rock. he had that
Lips.
song Miss Independent or something like that.
You should let me love you. Let me be the one too.
Yeah, I
Give
mean,
you
I have
everything you want and need.
Wow.
I can keep on going.
Wait, Mario? But he wasn't in B2K though.
No.
Okay. My brain
They
was
had a
like,
versus.
I love that song
Yeah.
though.
Oh,
Let Me
yeah.
Love You song. That was some
See,
good.
I'm
that was
a
some good
big
stuff right there.
R&B.
Yeah, that was some good stuff.
Just like
You're
Mariah
into
Carey.
I know the words. I
You're
do that
into
karaoke.
You're super into it.
For sure. Maxwell, you remember Maxwell?
I do remember
He
Maxwell.
was one of the greatest singers of all
Yeah.
time.
I remember Maxwell tapes. Remember that?
You're old.
You remember that VHS
Yeah.
tapes, Maxwell,
Yeah.
with the
Oh,
guy.
man, I remember
Was that the one where the
VHS.
guy's sitting in front of the speaker and he's like hanging on to the chair?
Yeah.
Man,
Do you remember that? That's crazy.
Old ass.
VHSs.
Oh,
I
love
miss
the time.
I
Love
still
the time.
have a VCR, so that's fine.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Does it actually still work?
Yeah,
Why?
it works. I
That's a
take good care of
classic.
my things.
You
That's
should-
why I
you should-
value things.
You should save that. That might be worth
I
some
know.
money.
I'm gonna put it in a vault so that people like thousands of years from now I'll be like, what is
Who was
this?
taking care of it before you were born? I mean, it's pretty old.
No, I got it.
How, I know it's bad to ask a woman.
Yeah, especially on
age?
air. What
Yeah,
the hell?
no.
I'm joking.
If you choose to inform us.
No, I'm 30.
30?
So
we're all kind of
VHS
in the
is
same
worth
ballpark, I guess.
Yeah, VHS
No,
is
we're
worth
not.
a thing.
I mean,
What are you, like
6 years
50?
apart.
What's going on? Oh.
He's 38.
39.
That's
39.
not. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So we're all kind of in the same, I
Kind
guess.
of, yeah.
I mean,
But like VHSs were still being sold. VCRs, I mean, and VHSs when I was a kid. So that
Maybe the last gen, I guess.
yeah. Anyways, so what do you do for a living, madam?
Well, okay. So what I do for a living is not really my super passion, right? So what I do for a living is I'm a behavioral therapist with children on the spectrum and with behavioral issues and all that kind of stuff. But I also am an actress, so that is my my career of choice, other choice. Yeah.
So how's acting been treating you?
Pre-COVID, it was pretty good. And then COVID hit and everything got kind of in the crapper because, the only thing is that now with COVID and everything, the self-tapings are a huge thing now. So you don't have to like go to LA for an audition. Now you can just do a self-tape, which actually kind of makes it easier to audition. It's just harder with other.
You're traveling to LA to audition?
No. I didn't do that. No.
I was gonna
Actually,
say,
no, I did do that
jeez.
once. I did do that once, but not. I was already there. I didn't travel there to audition.
Okay.
I don't
was
know if
already
I would
there.
do that.
I did.
I'm
To
not paying
audition?
for a ticket. I better get the job.
That's my point. That's the thing. I
Better
think,
be the stipulation.
I think now because of Zoom and all this type of stuff, I guess your first audition, you probably would self-tape,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then if you make the first cut,
Get a
I
call
can
back.
totally see where they can be like, okay, for the callbacks, we need people in
Yeah,
person.
they do. Yeah.
I would risk that because I mean, you're pretty close at that point. You're top like 4. You know what I'm saying? So I would probably pay that money and
Yeah.
sacrifice it.
I mean, it could
for
also
that.
be like top 10 too. It's kind of
Sure.
sucks that it doesn't get that narrow sometimes.
Pretty close, but you're not pretty close geography wise.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to make sacrifices. Got to be
Yeah,
made,
it's
man.
a pretty big sacrifice. What are you
No, it is.
flying over there?
This is why you need to have a savings just so that you can blow it up.
But without any risk, there is no reward.
That's true.
So imagine you risk
Yeah.
a $500 ticket, right? Because you're probably gonna have to ship out like in a day or two.
Sure.
$500 ticket, and you book the gig. There's your money back
Yeah.
and some.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Or-
you just lost out on $500 and your hotel room.
Yeah, we've spent $500 on worse things in life. Let's be real.
The thing is, you can always make more money, right?
Yeah.
So you can always replenish it. Like, even though, yeah.
I like this girl.
She's too
Aw.
she's too glass
I like it.
half
I like
full
it.
for
I like
me.
it.
I'm the
I
other
like
way. No.
No,
I like
things
it. I like
sometimes
it.
do suck.
Yeah.
I'm a YOLO kind of guy. I only live once. Gotta buy it. Gotta do it.
All
Fuck it.
right.
I mean, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna die. Am I gonna keep anything? Am I gonna keep the money that I've
Yeah.
saved?
You
in
can
the
give it to
future?
me.
You're keeping all this shit.
What if you both die at the same time? I mean,
Yeah,
then what's going to
fuck
happen
that.
then
I'm
too?
probably
I
gonna die
mean,
first. I'm gonna
because you're
die first.
YOLO, that's why.
I mean, yeah, probably. So what have you booked? What have you worked on?
I've done a couple independent films, and
Tell us about that.
oh boy, well, those are interesting.
Are those the ones that like we're not happy about? Are those
No,
one of those?
it's not.
It's okay if it's true. It's okay. It's okay. You can say whatever you want here.
There's certain things where like where you're like, okay, I don't really like this script, but I really like these people. And so that makes it a good experience, right? Even though the script is kind of crappy.
Sure.
And you know, and I've definitely had my experience with that, especially when you first start out, you know, like even like I first started out in theater.
You take anything.
You have to. It kind of stinks. Especially when you're a female, because it's even harder because there are a lot better females than there are men in like the communities of actors a lot of times.
What do you
so
mean?
you're like,
Explain that to me one more time. Say it
okay,
one more time.
so especially with theater,
Okay.
and like community theater, which is where you start usually,
Sure.
right? There's a bigger pool of talent who are females. So there's more
actresses
competition,
than there
and these
are
girls are really good.
Yeah.
And for the men, it's like, it's easier for them to just walk in and get a role because they're a dude. So it's like for a lot of the community theaters, like it's a thing. And they walk in and they're like, I'm a man, I'm here, I'm gonna get it. It's not because of sexism or anything. It's because of sheer they don't have men. Like
Yeah.
And so it's, well, we need someone to be, you know,
Romeo.
whatever. Yeah. I end up getting passed over for the short girl though, because a lot of people don't want to.
Fuck the tall shit. I swear to God.
No,
this is
I'm
bad.
serious. No, they don't want to. They're like, no, like you're too tall, and it wouldn't look good with like this other guy, or like. I'm like, heck, but whatever.
You see? And then I mean, people think, oh, being tall is an advantage. No, it fucking ain't.
Whoa, it depends.
No,
You
it
always
fucking
get
ain't.
asked to do things.
Yeah.
At the
It's
grocery
advantage
store.
if you want something from the
Very
top shelf.
Like
That's
everybody
about it.
asks you, and it's like you can't be rude. Like you got to do
How
it.
tall are you?
5'10".
You could dunk on your ass, boy.
Yeah, probably.
Boy.
That should be part of the opening of your
I don't know,
song.
I
Just you
swear.
saying, boy.
I swear, I just love this. I love these soundboards. I've always thought of it that way sometimes too. Like, man, being tall kind of sucks because like you have to kind of think of, you know, the frame, right? If like Scarlett Johansson's pretty short. She's actually really fucking short.
A lot of them are.
And it's funny because she did that movie with Adam Driver.
Okay.
Marriage,
tall.
and he's
Marriage
like,
Story or whatever.
Yeah, he's like
He's
6'2",
tall,
6'3". She's
Yeah.
about my height.
And she's about a foot shorter, like 5'2".
No, I want to say she's probably shorter. Look it up, but I think she's like almost 5 foot, legit.
I thought she was like my height.
Oh no. She is one tiny.
She's shorter than Kevin Hart, really?
I think
like
she's
I feel
really short.
dang.
I remember watching that movie, and there's a scene where she's walking in front of a bunch of trailers, and the camera's like dolling on the side of her, and fuck, does she look short?
I'm sorry, I've been sipping on whiskey. What's the name again?
Scarlett Johansson.
I'm drunk.
I want
Really?
so bad for you to like type in the wrong name. Just be like, no, they're not. So and so, blah blah blah.
I'm surprised he didn't slur his intro like he did that one time he was drinking.
No, she's
outside.
5'3".
She's not fucking 5'3". I know it says 5'3", but she looks tiny.
Yeah, take away an inch or two.
She's
5'1",
fucking
5'2".
tiny.
Maybe when
Yeah.
she had that height taken, she was wearing heels. I don't know.
Could be.
Well, my point is, if you have someone like her and you think of a frame, right? You can't have someone who's like literally a foot or more taller than the person because then the guy's going to have his face cut off while you're trying to shoot her in the same frame.
Yeah, it makes it awkward.
Well, no, they
you know?
actually have the short women stand on things.
Sure,
So
they do that,
yeah. I mean, they had even short men like Tom Cruise. If you look at the backstage stuff, he has a
Robert
stand
Downey
on.
Jr. too.
He has to stand on little steps.
Yeah, we tried that for his short film and he almost killed the girl.
Well, I think she was on a crate. She was standing on a milk crate, and I was kind of holding with my foot. And then we said cut, and I lifted my foot up, and the crate almost tipped over.
It was just funny that you said you tried that for a short film, and I just
Yeah,
think there's a pun in there.
yeah.
So, right? It's a short.
Wait, I think I have that. Hold
Oh, you
on,
do?
hold on. I think I do. Maybe I don't. I think I erased it. Never mind.
You can record me doing it. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'll be on a new soundboard. But you know who else had to have that done for her?
Who?
Natalie Portman. For when
She's
she did
short, too.
when she did
Oh, I
I
love her though.
what the hell's that superhero called?
Thor?
That
You're talking
guy.
about Thor? Yeah,
That
when
guy,
he,
yeah.
yeah.
Thor.
I have thoughts about that movie.
You
Yeah.
have to flick your boob every time I come on, bro. You do. I know you say you do it. Hold on. He's
What?
looking
Did
at
I
it.
miss a boob flickage? What happened? What's going on?
Yes. He totally twice in a row. I gave him the first one without even saying anything.
God
Dude, I'm
damn.
totally. You're gonna see it on the screen.
I know it happens, but it's involuntary. I swear. I don't do it on purpose.
Dude, I gave you the first one. The first
Okay.
flickage, I left it alone.
Flickage.
The second one,
Is that what they call
it's
it?
enough.
All right.
It's enough.
Right.
So they had to bring out these long boards for her because she had a lot of walking scenes next to Chris Helmsworth, right? Because he's 6'3".
He's tall.
Is he?
And, yeah,
He's a tall boy.
So they had to bring out these boards and like some other actress. Who's the other girl in the Thor movies? The one who leads, who's like their king now. The girl, the dark skinned girl.
Oh,
What's her name?
The pretty
my
one.
gosh.
What's her name?
Whatever her name is.
why am I brain farting?
But we know who she is.
Yeah.
They were interviewing her and she was talking about, well, here comes a scene with Natalie Portman because here come all the people carrying all these boards and blah, blah, blah. And she had to like, literally, they had like
so
lanes because they're walking through these scenes and they have to be next to each other. And then on top of it, they made her like a Thor. She's like a female Thor.
Yeah.
I guess they had to make her like whatever.
Like the prosthetics and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I saw it. I was
that has
like,
to be
it was weird.
kind of hard to do. Like, why would you pick Natalie Portman then? Or why would you
She's
pick
a
Chris
great
Hemsworth?
She was in the first
actress?
one. She was in the first one
She
though.
wasn't
So
that
that, you
good in
know,
that
they're
one.
trying to.
I mean, nobody
that good in
was,
that one.
right?
That's true.
The new one was bad.
The new one was bad. I like literally 2 minutes ago. I just said I have thoughts, and I was like, yeah.
Bro, that movie
It was super jokey, I heard.
It was really campy.
Yeah.
It was really campy. Yeah.
I think Marvel's issue with those movies was I think they hit a good note because remember the first two Thors were pretty bad. Now I think they're really regarded highly with anyone.
Yeah.
Right. But they were very serious, no joking, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Nobody liked it, so then they went to the comedy route
total
with
opposite
Ragnarok.
way.
Right.
Yeah.
Ragnarok was funny.
Ragnarok was really good, actually.
And it was a good
Yeah,
film. It was a good film. It wasn't bad. But I think what they messed up was that they turned the knob way too high. Instead of leaving it where it was, they turned it up to 100 and it became, everything's a joke.
I think I think they kind of like put too much of like the essence that Guardians of the Galaxy had in their like films too much into Thor. And I'm like, no, they're separate. Like, don't make it a Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, you're kind of,
Well, we'll continue talking about that stuff in a minute. Let's go back to what you've done.
Okay.
So, what do you like to play? Like, what do you think you would be good at? Like, what kind of role?
You know what? I'm dying to play like a serial killer or like a crazy role. Honestly, that is what. Yeah, I like playing that roles. Yeah, I think that's kind of fun. It's so funny because
Plan is for
it's like, well, it's really fun to play a character that's not like you. You know what I mean? Because then you don't fall into your own isms of like yourself,
like
and
Arnold?
you're able to kind of
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
exactly, yeah, you know. Well, you hear that all the time where actors were like, that actor plays himself, and I'm not going to say what actor.
I'm not gonna stand for this Arnold slander.
Listen, I'll make it
here.
fair, like The Rock.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That's
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a
There you
little
go.
more.
No, it's
I agree with you.
You know, so it's kind of, I always find it fun, but I tend to be more of a character actress in general. So all the stuff I've done, usually the stuff that I've enjoyed the most are the ones where I'm like, you know, like the crazy best friend or like the weird neighbor or like
So
that
you're not
person who
you're not
does
the crazy
something.
best friend then, in real life.
No, I'm
Okay,
not.
'cause
I'm
I-
actually the most level-headed best friend.
Okay.
I'm the one who's driving the drunk bitches home.
Oh,
I'm like,
You're the
no, don't
responsible
go down
one.
that alley with that creepy man who wants to show you something in his car. Like, that's probably not a good idea. Like,
Never is.
So what would you say is something you struggle with in acting?
probably the fact that I don't like to watch myself.
Hmm.
And that's kind of a problem. If you want to learn more, you kind of have to watch yourself. And
Sure.
like actors in general, we struggle a lot with self-doubt. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and we critique ourselves like we're our worst.
I've learned to
give
kind of let
yourselves the
that go.
worst judgment.
I've learned to kind of let that go a little bit.
Well, good for you.
A little bit. And I'll tell you what helped me, honestly. What helped me is this crap, is this show.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm not so worried about what I look like anymore.
Yeah.
You know, because I see
Yeah.
myself so often all the time. So
Yeah.
it's like, whatever. I look how I look. If you don't like it, don't eat it. Whatever. And I move on. But
I don't get it. I'd be excited
really?
to see myself. Yeah. What's the whole point of acting if
Well,
you're
it-
not going to see yourself?
Well, no, like you could be proud that,
'Cause
like,
you're
oh my
your
gosh,
worst-
I'm in this huge thing, but like you're gonna
You're
pick
your
yourself
worst
apart
critic.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
you're going
Yeah.
to be your
Fine,
own worst
but
critic.
You do want to see yourself on TV.
No, I
Why not?
do. I just like I want to know that it's there, but I probably won't watch the episodes because I'll be like, oh, I could have done that better. I could have done that better. So you're kind of like self-sabotaging.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's one of those where like you don't watch the playback.
Yeah.
Like when you're first of all, when you're on a set, on a real set, like you don't watch playback anyways because you're not part of that. You're not part of that team.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah, like who do you think you are? Fucking Christian Bale? Get the fuck out of here. Don't even come close to fucking home base over here. That's one of the I heard from certain professional actors that say that's the worst thing you can do. Cause like, and it's the truth. Like, You go to whoever and you ask them, hey, what'd you think? You go to hair. What'd you think? Oh, your hair was great. Because that's all they're watching.
Yeah.
And then you go ask makeup. Hey, what did you think of the performance? No, the makeup was awesome. You should have seen it. Blah, blah, blah. That doesn't matter. Then you go and you look at yourself, and all you're going to worry about is yourself. You're not looking at it in the overall picture. You're just watching your own performance, which is not really what the overall is. If you have a good director, the director will tell you what you did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you did well, he'll tell you. You did bad, we got to do it again.
Yeah, true.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Any bad experiences on set? Like, please share. Please share.
Well, I have more because I've done more theater, and I'm just trying to transition.
Did you fall off the stage or something?
No.
Did you literally break a leg?
No, I didn't. But I did have this like overwhelming sense that I was going to barf like right before going on stage. I had this like 24-hour. Apparently, I was sick and I like didn't know. This is pre-COVID. Everyone, don't freak out. But I just suddenly I was like, wow, you guys, I feel like I'm going to throw up, and I turned like super like whiter than I look now, and I was getting hot and I was sweating balls, and then I was like, no, I'm just like.
I find it hilarious when girls say stuff like guys say like stuff like that. It's hilarious.
I'm like, no, and everyone, all of my like housemates are like, we got to go on set, like we got to go on stage like in 2 seconds, and so they're fanning me down like backstage, and in my head I'm like, okay, if I'm barfing, how can I make it part of the skit? How can I like roll with it and just make it a thing? And so I like took inventory of all the like vases, a garbage can that was on set, the things I could throw up in. That was like it was so taxing on me. That was
did
one
you
of my worst.
throw up?
Did you actually throw up?
I didn't. I threw up as soon as I got off stage because thank God.
Okay.
But that's a common. I've heard that's a common thing. I've heard a lot of big name actors say that when they did stage, they would throw up before or whatever.
It wasn't nerves. I was legitimately sick though.
Oh, you were sick.
I was actually because somebody else got sick like the day after. That was rude.
Yeah,
Making fun of me being
sick.
sick.
I mean,
what's wrong with you?
Come on.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, I also had to step in for an actor when I directed a show, and that was rough. Like the day of, like he just didn't show up, and then I had to go on stage with a book in my hand and
Also, your
be
lines were in the
his
book.
part. Yeah. And it was a dude part, so I turned it into like a lesbian theme.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, because he had a wife, and then he was also having an affair with this other chick, and so I just had to turn it into like this whole thing. And it was that was nerve wracking.
So wait, let me get that right. So you stepped in for a guy, who was with a girl or married.
His character was, yes,
and was having an affair with another woman.
Like not really a full on affair, but like they kiss during it. So I had to kiss like two.
Like a lesbian threesome going on right now.
I had to kiss like 2 chicks on stage, which I didn't like. That wasn't supposed to be honest.
Giggity giggity. Giggity goo.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Is that on like, where can we watch that? I'm kidding.
It was on stage. It wasn't.
Somebody recorded that somewhere. Somebody's got that on tape somewhere. Wow, that's a story and a half right there.
I've almost fallen off of not a stage, but I had to climb up this like wall thing. It was a war themed show, and we had to move the set every day, so we had to take it down and put it back up.
Okay.
So it wasn't stationary there, so nothing was drilled in, and there was like a wall that was like 8 feet within like a little place for me to just lay on the back of it, and then I'd climb up and down the wall.
Okay.
And like there were just like 3 guys holding the wall up, and the one guy sneezed, and he like shook the wall, and I was like, oh God, I'm gonna die. That was So I have a lot of.
This is why stage scares
What was
the
the
shit out of me.
insurance plan on that?
There was no insurance. I wasn't even
course
getting paid
not.
for, bro.
Everybody
I wasn't even getting paid for. I would have died without getting
Everybody
paid.
signs a waiver. You know, we're
No.
not responsible for
That wasn't
broken
even-
necks.
Act at your own risk.
Yeah.
It was. So I've.
And then you
stories
get
like
hurt and
that.
they just tell you, just play it all. Play with it. Play with it. Go ahead, run with it. Run with it. You're fine.
Get into your character. It's what your character would do.
No.
We said what you struggle with, right? Or what do you struggle? You said what you struggle with in acting? You said getting
I said like
Watching yourself.
watch myself. More just like it's anything that makes me get in my own head. So like anytime, so in general. So if I watch myself, a lot of times it makes me get in my own head about me and what I'm doing. If I'm on stage and like a director points something out about my face, then I'm like, crap, now I'm going to be thinking about that of my face.
What?
And not like,
Wait, point something out about your face?
yeah, like they'll be like,
I just picturing him saying, "Hey, your face!
Hey, your face!
Yeah.
Can you not have that face?
Yeah.
Actually,
Can you do something about your face?
Don't be you. We don't like it.
Seriously, like, can you just do something? Yeah.
No, or they'll be like, oh yeah, that expression that you made, I really like it. Like, keep it. And I'm like, I don't know what expression I made. I was just in my character, but now you have me thinking about my facial expressions. Now I'm in my head. Thanks.
So how do you prep? How do you prep for a role? Like, what's your preparation? Like, what do you like to do? Besides the memorizing lines and stuff.
Yeah, because that's just like the bare minimum. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's hard, but it's not. I think.
Speak for yourself.
The big. Yes. Why? Who has a hard time with lines here? Do you have a hard time with lines?
Sometimes it depends.
We're getting into some trauma right now.
I know, it depends.
Line memorization.
No, it depends. It depends. Like, hey, when when you do a lot of different auditions or whatever, like some roles you kind of connect with and some of them you don't.
Yeah.
And I've learned for myself that when you connect with what you're saying, it kind of sinks in a little bit easier.
Oh, yeah.
But then there's some that like I completely just struggle with. What was the one that we did that I couldn't say the word right? It was like detention or suspension or some shit. It was a long time ago.
In school suspension.
In school suspension. I could not say in school suspension.
You still can't say it now.
One's 2 S's. That's hard.
Even though I got in school suspension quite a lot when I was in school, I should know how to say that shit.
Yeah.
For some reason, I just couldn't put it together. And it's just, sometimes I just,
that makes sense.
But nonetheless,
how I prepare is basically learning more about the character I'm supposed to play. So like whatever attributes they have, like whatever, isms they have, then I'm like, oh, okay, like if it's let's say it's an alcoholic or something, right? You want to do your research on like alcoholism and how that affects people and their families around them and all that stuff's surrounding that. And then you're thinking like, okay, how would I act in this situation as like, if I have those isms and those mannerisms of an alcoholic, like how would I act like that? You know what I mean? So I think just doing your research gives you more of a like honest performance because you're not faking. You know what I mean? You did your research, you know what you're talking about it. So it's a lot like research involved. I feel like good actors are the best researchers, because then they can embody what they're doing. And then also looking through a script and being like, okay, what are the moments where I have like these emotional roller coasters? Okay, if I can't personally relate to what the character is feeling that causes that emotional roller coaster, I need to think back and trigger memories or something that makes me feel that way in order to project that and not fake it. And I think those are really good things to do when you're,
fair enough,
like acting 101 stuff. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Apparently he didn't know.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
See, I mean, everyone has their own tactics.
It's like Meisner, Chekhov, like the whole like acting class type stuff that I'm talking about. Either you're in the moment and reacting, but you also have to like,
So like, speaking of tactics, so like my tactic with the way I attack script, right? Obviously, depending on how much we're talking about, you have 1 or 2 lines, and a TV show. I mean, you don't really have much to go off of. So I tend to make stuff up, just so I can have something. Because if they don't give you anything, you still have to come prepared as if they gave it to you.
Like audition? Is that
no, in general,
like?
just in general. Okay. So like, for example, I was on PD or whatever, and my character doesn't have a background. He's just a character in this these like 2 or 3 scenes. So I had to kind of make it up in a sense,
that's awesome.
just to fill in the gaps, because there's a bunch of gaps. If they don't give you the story, you got to do something. You can't just say the line or whatever. So I tend to break down a script nowadays with just like trying to find a meaning behind each line, right? So if I say blah, blah, blah to this person, why am I saying this particular line to this person? Because it's just me and this person. Like you said, if I'm trying to trigger an emotion out of him, I got to have the reason why I'm triggering it, and that's kind of what the whole preparation behind it. But then it goes back to the whole concept of, being in control. And when they say, okay, I need you to change this face, your face, right? But you already know what the feeling is because you have that.
Exactly.
So then you can rearrange it in a way,
right?
But it's all preparation.
Right.
It's like you can't just go in there and wing it. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are people that wing it and are good at winging stuff, but like
super professionals.
That's gotta be hard though, man.
I don't know. Even then, I feel like that won't sustain you because, like, I don't know. I feel like you may wing it and be successful one time, but then if you wing out every time, you're gonna be like, no.
I mean, do you think Tom Cruise you think Tom Cruise, as good as he is, or Denzel Washington? I mean, I'm pretty sure Denzel does it because Denzel kind of really gets in deep in his characters. But like The Rock, for example, who's a pretty bland character. I mean, he's good at what he does. He's good at what he does, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a Rock fan when he was wrestling and all
What
that.
does
But
he
like,
do? Copy Arnold.
whatever you want to say.
He doesn't have an accent though.
That's true.
You can understand him
Hey.
a little bit
Ooh,
better.
Man, I don't know who's ever said that before. Someone around here said that before. Was that me? I feel like I've said that before.
I understand perfectly.
Sure you do. Damn, you made me lose my train of thought. Well, never mind. Whatever.
You really lost.
I really lost my train of thought.
Come on, man. You're a professional.
You're talking about actors who like aren't that good or whatever, and maybe winging it. I don't know. That's
so like The Rock, for example, does he really need to get into a character thing? No. Do you think he puts as much effort into the behind the scenes stuff as, like, let's say a Denzel Washington would, who kind of regenerates his character every time, or Gary Oldman or whoever? Like, I don't think so.
No, probably because
they're not the same type
The
of
Rock
actors.
doesn't get those roles either. So that, I mean, how much research do you need to do to be like the Tooth Fairy or whatever he
But
was?
that would be his own fault. But that would be his own
Shazam.
fault. Shazam.
He was in
Or
Shazam.
the-
he
no,
wasn't
no,
in Shazam.
He's Black Adam.
Black Adam.
I mean, here's
I
the
haven't
thing.
seen it yet.
Nobody
I don't
even
know.
knows what that is.
It's his own fucking fault though, because he's never started it from the get-go.
True.
He's always just stayed like Arnold Schwarzenegger, for example, who just play them. They just play them the whole
Yeah.
time.
I guess
Every
it's like
film.
when you get that money train, I guess you can just ride it till you can't.
yeah.
I mean, like, can't really knock them for it. It's
Yeah.
like,
Thank you.
I can't
thank
really,
you.
like,
No, John, see, you misunderstand.
What?
I don't knock him. I'm just saying he's not that good. There's a
That
difference.
sounds like a
knocking him
knock
out.
to him.
No.
That sounds like
He
a
makes
knock.
money.
Yeah.
He makes his money,
Yeah.
and he's an actor. He's just
Okay.
not a great actor. Fair enough. I think that's fair.
No, not at all.
Come on, man. So how do you separate good actors and bad actors?
He's good.
No, he's not.
DiCaprio's great.
Okay.
Pacino is great.
So
Okay,
then do you
that's
have any
really
bad
good.
actors
Isn't
then?
it the same thing that
Oh
I just
yeah.
said? Then?
So who's a bad actor? in
I
your
swear,
opinion?
if you
like, where's
say,
the bait?
I
Where's
swear
the?
to you, John. If you say
I
that,
want to.
I will
What?
throw something at you.
Oh.
I mean, I can't say I'm going to kick your ass because you're a pretty big guy.
The guy who plays Commissioner Gordon in The Dark Knight. Yeah, sure.
Do you know who that is?
I don't know who that is.
That's Gary Oldman.
Oh wait, yeah, man, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
How
oh wait,
dare
you
you?
think he's a bad? You think he's a
No,
bad actor?
no, I'm just giving him
I heard he was a really
shit.
bad husband, but that has nothing to do with this acting.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that.
Degenerate.
Speaking of acting and actresses and actors, DJ Tanner. We all know who she is. John, do I need to explain who she is?
No,
You're not a Full House fan, right?
Of course I am.
So her real name is Candace Cameron.
Burke.
Yes, that's her.
Burke,
She got married
yeah.
not so long ago.
Yeah.
Sibling to Kirk Cameron, very famous
Yes.
religious man.
Yes.
Is in some hot water because apparently, now I'm not a fan of this post because I don't think she actually posted it this way.
Yeah.
So there's an article, whatever, and it basically says that she's starting her own cable channel or has her own cable channel or whatever.
All right.
And
She got money like that?
yeah.
She's been in
Damn.
a lot of Hallmark movies, man. Okay.
So basically, the cover story says her name, starts her own cable channel, no gays. Right? And
Is
I'm
that
like,
how
that's how it says it in the article.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that's not how she worded it.
I would agree with you because I don't think any smart,
Yeah.
breathing individual in today's
say
day would say it in
Yeah.
that term.
Yeah.
So when I saw her response to it, she basically said that she believes in traditional Christian marriage or Christian values or whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously that now people are going to grab that and assume something because obviously when you talk about Christianity and you encompass LGBTQ, there's always a conflict there.
Yeah.
And understandably so. But I hate that they twist words
Mm-hmm.
because she didn't say nothing about no gays. And now here's my thing. Here's my 2 cents on this topic. She has every right to do what she wants if it's her channel, right? We all do. We have a channel for this podcast. We can put whatever we want on here, right? If this podcast was about the LGBT community, we had every right to do it. No one has the right to say you shouldn't have it or govern what's spoken of it or not.
Yeah.
So why are we so hot about her following her beliefs, which is a religious thing, which is her right to be religious if she wants to be. What's the big deal here? You know, anybody have a comment? Or is it just, are we all on the same page here?
To say something.
Are we all on the same page?
No.
Okay, well, isn't it just great that in America you can have a thought or an opinion and then people also have the right to attack you for it?
It's like counterproductive, isn't it?
I mean,
Here's the thing, like kind of like you, I don't really know the actual like interview. Like I don't know exactly what she said or like it. I don't know because I can't really make a super informed opinion. I do know that like there's a difference between saying that like, oh, my network is going to stand for traditional values or whatever, and a difference between being like, no gay people can work on my network. You know what I mean? There's a difference between that. So it really depends on what she's talking. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think she would be like, no. People of that community could
think,
work in my network.
Correct, because I think
against the
that's
law.
against the law. Correct.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't think that's.
But the material that's displayed on it could be whatever she deems to be appropriate for her channel.
If she
Right,
owns the thing.
That's my point.
Sure.
Then I guess,
I'm pretty sure that. Okay, I'm gonna read a comment. I'm not gonna say who wrote it. That kind of got not me ticked off, but kind of got it in my attention. So she wrote. For this article, she wrote, reading the news yesterday about this has my blood boiling. When you erase LGBTQ stories, you are adding to the number of suicides within the LGBT community youth. You are giving ammunition to people who are homophobic to be more harmful to the LGBT community. You are using your faith to create hate and violence. People need to see, people need to be seen in the media. People need to feel normal. I read this and I'm like, this is like the biggest extreme example of anything.
That's like
let me tell you, first of all, Christian television has been around for a long time, and the suicide rate has not increased because of it.
Yeah.
I remember watching Benny Hinn a long time ago.
Wow, throwback.
Man,
I remember him.
He was a threat.
Do you remember?
Hold on.
Yes, I do. My parents used to watch Benny Hinn, bro.
He was a threat because he made people fall on chairs from from triple deck stadiums. Like he should have been arrested for putting people's lives in jeopardy.
Gosh.
And I didn't see the suicide rate increase.
No.
Just because she wants to have her content doesn't mean that she's encouraging people to be whatever against others. That's not the point. What's happening though is that knowingly or unknowingly, she's the one creating the problem. Mm-hmm. The person who posted this. You're informing people wrongfully about, oh, this is creating this. So then what happens in the minds of the people that are on your side? Oh, they hate us. They did this. No, she just has her own values, just like you do. Just like no one is ever going to tell you can't make a film about this.
Yeah.
Let her film what she wants.
I think it's funny too that people are so shocked. Like, bro, she's always been a conservative Christian. Like, why are you shocked at this? Like,
do we not know who her brother is?
It's like, come on. Like her brother makes really bad Christian films. Yeah. Like,
I mean, the Left Behind films are terrible. The remake was horrible.
What is that one? The one about the firefighter. Is that
Left Behind, isn't it?
No. Because that
she
wasn't.
Got mad at me. She pointed at me.
No, that wasn't it. No, it was a firefighter film. I can't remember what it was.
Macho Man jacket too, with the little tassels. She's about to go. Ooh, yeah.
It's just such a weird.
It doesn't make any sense because you can say that about a kid's cartoon. Peppa Pig doesn't talk about sexual stuff, so because she doesn't include that in the thing. She's anti-LGBTQ.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Fuck, I forgot how to say.
I'm pretty sure whoever posted that, whose name will remain anonymous.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Can you tell me afterwards?
Yes, I'll tell you.
All right, thank you.
I'm pretty sure that person. I'm pretty sure that person does not have an issue with BET existing. Correct? What does BET stand for? Black Entertainment Television, right? Mm-hmm. What do they have there? Black entertainment for the most part, right? Right, a lack of. Remember, we talk about.
Anything other than that would make it misleading.
But let's remember, everything's about diversity, right? There's a lack of diversity there, but nobody cares about that. We're gonna let that one slide, and that's fine. That's fine because I'm no one to judge that channel. They can put whatever they want, but I don't see her saying why does BET have a channel that's directed towards Black entertainment only? Why? How come I don't hear anything there?
Again, when you own the company, you get to do whatever you want.
Correct.
Just like that's
Elon Musk is doing with Twitter right now.
Ooh, yeah. Oh no.
Same
I
thing.
agree. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. And I think that's actually kind of like really cool about the United States is that if you don't like something, you can just make your own of it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't want to be in any like group or in anything, you can just kind of like make your own thing and put whatever you want on it.
I wonder if it's the mentality that, you know, I hear a lot of things about, you know, Hollywood saying, oh, we're so not represented. That word representation is so weird sometimes to me because I'm like, first of all, like, if you want to say Hollywood's represented mostly by white people, I mean, they came up with the fucking thing. they have a 30-year head start, bro. What do you think is gonna fucking happen?
Yeah.
I mean, of course they're going to dominate the screen. They've
Yeah.
been doing it since day one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, but we're if you don't like what's happening, make your own shit.
Mm-hmm.
Stop trying to control someone else's shit because they have the freedom to do what they want, just like you have the freedom to start your own shit. I don't understand why this is so hard.
It's like hockey. Is anybody up in arms about Canadians dominating hockey? They started the sport. Same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, nobody complains about the NBA being dominated by like 80% African Americans. And rightfully so, because they're the best basketball players on the planet. They're the best athletes on the planet. What do you want me to tell you?
Well, yeah. I mean, no one's even talking about in Hollywood how like most of the Native American roles go to people who aren't Native Americans. But people don't talk about that much.
We'll try to get you in there.
Who said that joke? I think
we'll pull some strings.
I think Chris Rock said that a long time ago. I don't like. He said something about like no one has like everyone needs to calm down. Like nobody's got it worse than Native American Indian.
Yeah.
Like I think he used the example. He's like, there wasn't even enough Native American Indians in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah.
They were all white people and a couple Puerto Ricans.
What?
And he's like, that's not Pocahontas. That's Jennifer Lopez. You can't slip a Puerto Rican by me.
Literally saw a movie and it was based on a Native American reservation and like the lead was played by a Chinese girl. Like I kid you not. And I'm like, she's Chinese. What? Anyway,
like we gotta slow down, bro. I mean, everybody wants to always say they're the victims, blah blah blah. Let me tell you that in this world, there are always going to be people that are worse off than we are. Like in Hollywood, let's put it like this. And that's what's funny. I was talking to a friend who's part of the LGBTQ community, Erica. I love her a lot. She's awesome. We were talking about this conversation with about the DJ Tanner thing. Why am I calling her DJ Tanner? Her name is
because you watched a lot of Full House.
Watch a lot of Full House.
You call her Candy now because you're on a first name basis.
Let me just call her. Let me get her in the Zoom call.
What did you say though? No.
We were talking about it, and then we were like, oh, I mean, you got to look at actors, right? So obviously, if you look up white actors, you have a huge list of white actors, right? What comes behind that? Who's the next leading race you think in Hollywood? If you had to take a guess.
I mean, white is so broad.
So, okay.
All right. Let's say I would assume it's white.
It's Hispanic?
Black.
Maybe. No,
No,
I don't
it's
know.
white, black.
It's black.
It's black?
Yes.
Really?
And
Probably
by a big
Hispanic
margin.
and then Asian.
So if we break those
Hispanic,
down
Asian.
into smaller categories, makes it even worse. So African Americans are right behind white people. Now, obviously, there's a big gap there because obviously, again, white people have been at it a lot longer than everybody else. If you Google African American actors, right? You look at the list, like 43 pop up on the first page. You can recognize 90% of them. 90%. Now, Hispanics and Latinx, I hate saying it that way, but whatever. Hispanics is an interesting one because this is where I fall into a weird category as an actor. So I'm Puerto Rican. So I don't fit the typical, I fit gangbanger roles, but I don't fit the typical Hispanic gangbanger role because I'm not Mexican. Because when you think of gangbangers, Hispanics, you think of Mexicans before you think of Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm also not light-skinned enough to be white. Right? If you Google Puerto Rican actors, you get a list of 43, first page. How many do you think you know of? Or would you even recognize?
Well, 3 or 4. J-Lo. Benicio del Toro.
He's Puerto Rican. You know who our who'd you say?
She's not an actor.
I mean, technically, I guess she's an actress.
She's a celebrity.
Yeah.
Technically, she's
Fine.
I mean,
She's
technically.
Okay, fine.
She's an actress. She's not good.
She's more of an actress than she is a singer. I'll give you that.
She's
She can't sing.
I'll give you that. Okay.
Sing at all.
She's subpar at everything she does except dancing. Besides that,
Yeah.
I think dancing is her forte. So Benicio del Toro, he's Puerto Rican.
Mhm.
Jennifer Lopez technically is, even though she's not, she was born in New York, so it's like whatever, but she's Puerto Rican. I guess Bad Bunny now is an actor.
No, come on.
You want to know?
roles.
Let me tell you something. Do you want to
Two
know
roles.
who the most famous Puerto Rican actor is? Yeah, I don't even consider him Puerto Rican. Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix is Puerto Rican.
Really?
He was born in Puerto Rico. His parents are not Puerto Rican. But he was born in Puerto Rico. So technically,
He's
Puerto Rican. I don't necessarily consider him Puerto Rican in the sense of like, cause
I'm taking it. I'm
It's
taking
kind
it.
of like, I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah.
so he's literally our most famous. Everybody else like blow like I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. So let's talk about representation. You really want to tell me who's got it bad? You want me to sing you that Usher song? I mean,
let's do Native American.
That's imagine how much it drops.
Yeah.
I can't even name one.
So why? And this is my
Oh
thing.
no,
I'm
there's
like,
3, and they get recycled over and over again, or they bring in Hispanics or Chinese people.
I think we need
apparently.
I think sometimes we need to slow down with this representation thing and let's think about really who does not have representation in this world.
Who super does not have.
Correct, because there are plenty of people that have a lot worse than us.
That's true.
Any other comments on this topic before we move on?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
We're in enough hot water.
So I
guess. No,
it's okay. We're all gonna get.
I'm just kidding.
You know what? We're gonna get canceled together. It's fine.
No, nobody knows we exist.
Did anybody check
How are
out
we gonna get canceled?
the Daryl Brooks sentencing thingy? So I got a question.
Yes.
Should the death penalty be more in play in the United States than it is?
Yes, in my opinion.
Let me see. I feel like I have the right. I have something here that might work for that. Never mind. Keep going, John. What do you think?
Yeah, why not?
Why do you say it
I
like
think
that?
here's the thing,
No,
if
yeah,
it's-
I
if
mean-
it's like, I mean, there is definitely a difference, and I think what he said in court about how being like, I'm a human being, I'm not a monster, and I'm like, bro, you literally like drove through a crowd of people knowing you were going to kill them, and you kept going and killing more people, like, and hurting people, like that's kind of monstery behavior.
Yeah.
Like that's not.
I would
it's
think
not
so.
like heat of the moment passion killing someone. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference. Like you, yeah. That I think.
I found him to be the most entertaining fucking guy in the world for like a month because his court case was like a month. I'm kidding. He was driving me crazy. Like I swear to you, I've never seen a judge give someone so much slack, and the only thing I can come up with is like what John told me earlier. The fact that he was representing himself was the only reason why he was still there. Because I would have gagged him, like sit there, bro, and listen and shut the fuck up. Like that man was interrupting all over the place. But here's my point. So I think if you're serving 25 to life with no option of parole, you got to be put down.
Put down.
You got to be put down, bro.
Is that how they say it?
I don't care. That's how I say it. You got to be put down. And I'm going to tell you how bad it should be. Like, first of all, the other thing is even when you get sentenced to death, for some reason it takes years to put you down. I think there should be a guy suspended over the doorway that you walk through with a lethal injection.
Gosh.
And as you walk past it, he just stabs you in the back of the neck and done over with.
Did you see that one robot thing that they were going to use? It's like think of the claw in Toy Story, but a bigger version.
Okay.
And it closes all the way into a ball. So it's like a claw that closes on your head and just rips it off.
No,
in like
but that's
a
cool.
second.
And that's
thought of-
cool.
No,
and
they said
unusual
it's
punishment.
humane. It's fast.
No, I thought of like the Roadrunner cartoon where like he'd have like the
Acme.
piano or
The
something,
ball hanging
or
out
like
a big
the big
boulder
weight.
or-
Yeah, just fall on. That's what I thought of when you said that.
Poor Coyote.
I mean, he had a rough.
Wily
Coyote had it rough. He never got that Roadrunner. Jeez. But in reality, I think if you're serving 25 to life with no option, you are
how did 25 to life? It's life.
No, but you can still qualify for parole if you have like
He
depending
doesn't
on what you do.
qualify
Unless he
for
said,
He
unless
does
the
not.
judge
He does
says,
not.
yeah,
Right.
unless the judge says
Because
no parole.
sometimes if you have good behavior, whatever, if you show whatever, they can let you out depending on what crime you did.
Did you know
good
that
behavior, you killed 6 people.
it costs more to kill than to keep in jail for the rest of your life?
I don't care. Charge me more.
But how does that happen? Like
Girl.
that's weird. That microphone cost all of $40.
No, it does
It's a
not.
nice microphone. I didn't. My finger got stuck in here. Sorry.
It's all right.
Even if that's true, I'm gonna tell you what, it don't cost less than a bullet.
Well, you
Hold on.
can't shoot
Where
people.
are your references here? Let's print them out. Print them out. Put 'em
I could have
here so
sworn
can
I
see
heard
them.
that in history class one
I
time.
feel like I've heard that before, but I feel like that cannot be
How
true.
long ago was that history class?
It was a long time ago because they got to do another retrial or something like that.
No, you don't.
I don't know.
No, you don't.
Well, if
It
you're on
was
death
like-
row, you're on death row, though, man. I don't think
Here's my
that's-
thing. Even
I don't
if
know.
it did cost that much, let's say lethal injection cost that much. Let's just say,
Yes.
right? There are other forms of death sentence that can be used.
That robot
Like,
thing.
no, that are still legal. So like gas chamber is still a legal thing. You can do a firing squad. That's a firing squad. That's still a legal thing.
No, it's
Yes, it
not.
is. Look it up.
Are you
Look
sure?
it up. Look
Really
it up.
is?
It is.
It's not
It's
legal
only-
in
Oh
Wisconsin.
my
Well, Wisconsin
Gosh.
doesn't have a death penalty regardless.
But that's more than one bullet, though. That seems like a waste of
Just in
bullets.
case
to
the
me.
For
first
me,
bullet
if
doesn't do
it's
it. So
totally
cheap.
obvious that it's the guy,
Yeah.
which it is in this case, like there's no denying it. Yeah, it should be in play.
Like Dahmer should have been put down. He was put down.
He
He
was.
was put down
Yeah.
by his inmate. But
No, I agree.
they
with
should be
his,
put down.
yeah.
But like
Yeah.
even what's his face? Even Ted Bundy. Like Ted Bundy got sentenced to life. I mean death, right? He was in jail for like 7 years before they put him down.
No.
Why?
That's stupid.
Is there a waiting list? Like
Dude.
what is going on here?
They want to make sure it was him.
They already did.
They want to double make
Maybe
sure.
it just
was-
takes that long for them to like
File
get
the
all the
paperwork?
preparation. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
or something.
paperwork.
I don't know. They need to get
Listen,
better. Like,
you ever been to the
personal
DMV?
assistants or
You know those
something.
people are slow.
Let me tell you something. It literally should be that quick. Like you're
Yeah.
convicted, you're gonna be
You
sentenced
got a
to death.
couple
Yeah.
weeks.
All right, no, not even a couple weeks. Like that should be like he should be
On the
should be-
spot?
Yes,
On
bring
the
him out to the
spot.
parking lot of the fucking.
Bring out that robot.
bro. It should be done instantly. Instantly. See but yours is crazy. You want that freaking Mortal Kombat uppercut, rip your head
It
off
was a
kind of shit.
thing. I saw it on TikTok.
That's where you get. That's where you get
Here's the
yours.
thing. I swear.
90% of the time.
That's bad.
Is that
Take
where
that
you
with
got
a
that
big
other
ass
thing
grain of
about it
salt.
being more expensive? No, I'm joking.
No.
I feel like I've heard that before too, but
I think that's real.
I
It's
don't
actually,
think I don't
like,
think
legit.
lethal injection. I mean, just fucking put an injection in a fucking gallon of bleach and just plug them with it, and that's it. Done over with.
Guillotine. Like,
Well, that's cruel and unusual, bro.
no, it's not. Unusual. They used to do that all the time.
But there's a reason why we don't do it anymore
Why?
because it's unusual.
No, it's
We should do what they did to Saddam Hussein when they hung
They
his
hung
ass.
him?
Yeah,
Nah.
we should just do that shit. Fuck it.
that's kind of cruel. Guillotine is a lot faster,
You think
it's
it's
just-
you think it's that
Yeah, you
much
just
different?
dude. It
You
just
just
slides
shove
right
it.
down. And
Sure.
Slice and dice is yeah.
Slice and dice. Where's that from? I've heard that before. Slice and dice.
Slice and dice. Is
I feel
that
like it's an infomercial.
I
or
say that every
something.
time I go cooking, like,
like slap
anything.
chop or
Slice and dice.
Like the slap shot.
Oh,
Slap
that-
chop. Oh my
That
god.
annoying guy. Oh my God.
The guy from the ShamWow
The
guy.
Sam Wow
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Whatever
that
his
guy
name
is
was.
annoying.
Just chop it.
Oh my gosh. So those
Perfect onions
commercials
every
don't
time.
come on
Oh,
anymore,
we
right?
are big we're big on the Saturday morning infomercial.
Oh, you know what?
Scene.
You know what got brought to my attention that I haven't seen in a while?
Yan Can Cook.
Yank and Cook. Definitely not Yank and Cook. You remember Ron Popeil?
Right,
With the
yeah,
with
of
the
course.
Showtime Rotisserie and
You
Barbecue.
set
Set
that
it and forget it.
forget it. Yeah.
Dude, there's a girl, Brooke. She's a friend of mine at work, and then I don't know why it popped into my house. It popped into my brain. It popped into my brain. She was like, "Oh, how do you set this?" And in my head, I'm like, "Set it and forget it." And I'm like, she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh, you don't know.
Yeah,
You
you're
don't
young.
know. You don't know."
Young and dumb.
Oh man.
Sorry, you're not dumb.
That was one of the most famous like kitchen appliances.
Set it
That was
and
like
forget
air
it,
fryers
yeah.
now
Yeah.
back in the day. Another thing that happened recently, during a practice of an air show in Dallas, we had a pretty bad crash there. We lost 6 people in that crash.
Practice?
It was a practice.
So it wasn't even real.
No. So here's my
now
thing.
you know why Allen
What
Iverson wasn't a
happened?
big fan
Like,
of
what the
practice.
So the plane, it was an old B-2 bomber that they were using from like World War II. And then another plane, a smaller plane, didn't pull up fast enough or didn't have enough speed, something like that. Ended up clipping off the basically the entire wing, the tail of the plane off, and it went down and blew up in the airport. Here's my thing with this. Why are we using old as World War II planes as entertainment when these, it's like trying to drive 100 miles an hour with your old Dodge Omni and somehow making that safe.
That thing can fly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we doing this? And this is something that we don't need because it's like, it's meaningless, right? It's entertainment.
Yeah.
That's very, to me, dangerous. You know, and they do this, and I know we have a lake and air and water show here in Chicago every year, which looks cool, but like, do we need this?
So here's my take. That was done on purpose.
By whom?
I don't know.
You think it was done
do you know
on purpose?
how big the sky is?
Yeah, but they
like,
were.
how
But
is
they were
it that
purposing
you're
their
in
show,
the
That's the
like
point.
they're-
Okay, so if you're
They're
gonna
flying
do
close to each
Listen.
other.
Yeah.
listen. That
Have you
first
ever
of
seen
all,
the Blue
synchronized
Angels before?
swimming, but in the sky.
okay,
Yeah.
so here's my
There you
thing.
go. That's exactly
That
what it
is the
is.
stupidest thing. Is this the first time this happens in a air show?
I'm not
Didn't
sure.
you have
No.
something-
I'm not sure.
I feel like it
No.
did happen.
It's happened a
It's
bunch of
happened
times
before,
already.
I feel like.
So here's the thing: if you want to show off old planes,
There have
have a
museums
run-
for that.
have a runway.
Yeah.
Fly one at a time. One lands, okay. The other goes like a merry-go-round. Don't be fucking trying to fly in formation with planes from 1932. Like, it's stupid to me.
I agree. I think
You're gonna
that's dumb.
kill like a group of people.
I don't think we should be doing that. Period. With any form of aviation.
No, I mean it's fine, but there's a way to do it where it's safe.
No,
just
even
one
okay,
at a time.
Have you ever seen like the Flying Angels, the way they performed with
Yeah,
jets?
no, that's it.
They're close, like they're really super close. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. They're professionals. That's what they do. But is it necessary? Is it a necessary danger for entertainment? Is it what's the word I'm looking for? Is it justified for the amount of entertainment that we get?
Yeah,
out of
it's
it?
just by the means.
I don't.
You know, and put it like this: that they got lucky. They were lucky that plane landed in an empty airport and didn't land in the middle of a street
Yeah. Oh my god.
when that blew up.
Yeah.
Because people recorded it and people were watching it. Like literally, they're on the opposite side of the fence where it happened. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, a few more feet. Yeah, we got more dead.
You're taking shrapnel.
But why are we doing this for entertainment? There are better ways to
I
entertain
don't know.
people.
You tell me.
It's like
I wasn't a big fan of that crap, anyways.
Me neither.
I think I went once and then it kind of like.
I went once and I was like, oh, you see it? Why don't you see it? And I was like, okay.
I think it's more exciting when I just see one flying over me and that's it. Okay, cool. One.
It's just-
They don't need to be so close. It's all right.
I live by the airport. I see planes like landing all the time. So
I think the coolest plane are like when the president shows up with those choppers.
No, that's
what are they
annoying.
called? The ones that have like the two. They either the ones that have the two.
chopper.
The chopper.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I
Or
just can't
the
think
one.
of it.
I think every president kind of
Oh,
travels in
the
different
double
ones.
propellers or something
Yeah,
like
but
that.
then I think-
yeah.
I think they travel in different ones because like when with Biden in office, he came here on a certain type of plane, but when Trump came here a couple times, like he was coming in some big ass choppers that had propellers like on the sides of the wings.
Mm.
It was crazy, but like those were like the weirdest moments when I used to work by O'Hare.
Yeah.
Right. I used to work like right across the street from O'Hare. Like I got used to hearing planes. Right. Like every 5 minutes there's a fucking plane flying by. Right. But when the president would show up, you would know because you're like, damn, there's no planes flying in the fucking air. The fuck's going on here? All of a sudden you
Goes
start
on
hearing
the
these big ass
airspace.
helicopters coming around
Yeah.
or whatever. It's crazy how they shut, like literally you shut
Yeah.
everything down for one person. Anyways, anything you want to talk about? Anything on your mind? What's on your mind?
I heard you were a
Yeah.
big anime fan.
Oh,
Wait,
there you go.
yeah, I am a big anime fan.
We
That
didn't
just came
continue our
out of nowhere. I was
conversation
like,
about
oh.
comic books either or about Marvel or whatever, but continue.
Yeah,
Anime.
I'm not as much of a comic book fan as I am an anime fan.
Educate me because
I
I know
like
nothing
that.
about anime.
And I know
Oh,
next to
okay.
nothing. Although
So
I'm
educate us.
a
Wait, do you
bigger.
guys know Attack on Titan, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So I've read
Sure.
all
I've heard it
the
before.
all the manga, however you want to pronounce it. But anyway, yeah. So much so that when I finished reading it, like, well, as I was reading it, and when I finished, I was starting to read books backwards because that's how the
Yeah.
manga is. It's backwards. So instead of going like this way, it's this way. So the pages, the words start on the right instead of on the left.
That's a turn off for me.
Yeah, it was really confusing. But
I would assume so.
and then I started reading books. I was like, oh, that's wrong.
Yeah,
And then,
I mean-
yeah,
I
yeah,
rather just watch the cartoon.
yeah. Have you seen the entire, like all of it?
No. Just the first episode, because Netflix
Wow, you
apparently
saw nothing.
I'd rather watch
Netflix
their cartoon, but
Wow.
not really.
Yeah.
Netflix apparently doesn't keep up with all the episodes. They just do one season of Attack on Titan, one season of One Punch Man. One Punch Man? Yeah.
Yeah, One Punch Man.
They
didn't get
just
into that
don't-
one that
they
much.
don't, huh?
I didn't get into that
Oh,
one.
that was the best one.
You know what?
The best.
Is the best.
Yeah, is
Is
the
the
best. Oh, she does it really
It
good.
was the best.
Yeah.
The fact that she recognized what it was. I'm like, yeah, she's good. She's good. Oh God.
Shit. All right, you're our third. You're
Yeah,
gonna hang.
yeah,
You're gonna hang out with.
You're gonna be around. You're gonna be
Thank
around.
you. Thank you.
We'll
I like
keep you
this.
around.
This is fun.
We'll keep you around.
Yeah, if you're lucky, you might see me put my hands on the wall and clasp.
In white pants. I think you
No,
really got
no,
it.
I don't got a pair of white pants.
We'll find you some.
All
I can
right.
totally see you grabbing a bowl of water and sneaking up behind me. Felicidades.
Oh man.
Another one that I don't know if you guys checked out before is Demon Hunter. Demon Slayer. Sorry. Wow.
I have
Demon
not
Slayer.
watched that.
Ooh, really
But-
good. Yeah, you like
You
If it's
gotta
not
give me a
Power
list.
Rangers, I don't know.
It's really
But you
beautiful
don't-
cinematography too
Yeah.
for anime too, which is
You
gorgeous.
do not understand that it's like a cartoon for grown people.
Yeah,
Like Attack on Titan is amazing. One Punch Man is amazing. It's funny. It's serious. It's everything you would ever want in a cartoon.
The Simpsons was funny.
Oh no,
that's not what we're talking about.
King of the Hill.
That's a
was
cart.
funny.
That's literally a cartoon.
Yeah, I mean,
Like anime, the whole art is different. You know what I mean?
I
yeah.
got you. I just never got into it, like ever. Like
Yeah.
I never even.
Not even like Dragon Ball Z or anything.
No.
Like nothing. Like even though like some people don't classify Dragon Ball Z as anime,
I feel like that
Yeah.
stuff.
which is
it's
not
like-
really okay. I get it, but that's kind of like a pregame.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I look at all that
introduction
stuff.
into it.
I
Yeah.
kind of look all that. I look at all that stuff kind of like how Pokemon when I was a kid. Like I never really got into Pokemon, so I kind of put all that
What?
stuff together. No, I didn't.
Yeah, I mean,
wow. I
I
woke
never
up
did.
early to watch Pokemon when I was a kid.
Or, I mean,
I remember when it
And I
came
like
out. I remember
too.
watching it.
getting in
and I was
I was
like,
like early high school years when
Yeah.
it was coming out.
were you?
Yeah. It was
Wait.
like my 8th grade year to like my freshman year was when that stuff started coming out. I remember people were collecting
Not
cards. and shit.
Pokemon. No.
Yeah.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay, that makes sense. Never mind.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, I'm old. I
I
did
thought
just
you
say
were
I
like-
was a Power Ranger guy, right?
I thought you were younger than me for some reason. I don't know why
I mean,
that.
thank you. I'll take the compliment. but
Yeah.
no,
I mean, you
I'm-
moisturize.
you.
Obviously,
Thank
you
you
use
very
some
much.
vitamin
Thank you
C,
very much. Thank you very much.
B12 serums.
No.
He
That's,
vapes.
I
Maybe the
hey, you know what? Hold
He,
on.
he
Wait a
actually
minute.
blew it in
Time
his
out.
face.
the moisture of the vape is
I'm gonna put something to bed right now.
Okay.
what?
So I had a chest X-ray done
Chest.
a week ago,
Oh shit.
and my doctor said your lungs look spectacular. So guess
Wow.
what that means? I'm gonna vape from now on. I'm done with this concept of vape is
Yeah.
bad for you. It's not. Maybe it is bad, but I don't think it's
Well,
as
you
bad
never
as
know.
people think.
You know,
I don't think it's as bad
Long
as people
run.
say.
Slippery slope.
try it in
okay.
like 10 years, and then
I've
get
been
another
vaping for like 10
X-ray.
years.
Yeah.
A year
Like
later.
another X-ray.
Take another X-ray in 10
Your
years.
lungs are.
I don't think I'm gonna last that
awful.
long with Puerto Rican cooking anyway, so I'm all right. I'm all right.
Oh, Puerto Rican rice is so good.
Yeah, it's our best export. I don't know. It's our best contribution to the world.
But they
I
sell
think.
it. They're starting to sell it at Walmart in a container. It's great.
It's
That's
What?
it. Literally says,
Walmart?
it's in Walmart. There's literally a
Walmart.
container that says Puerto Rican rice.
oh wow.
Oh,
I don't know how I feel about
wouldn't-
it.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I
eat
like
that.
that.
I'm
What if
pretty
they
sure
got?
it's
What
not.
if they got Joaquin Phoenix cooking it in the back? Bro?
Yeah.
That I really
like
wouldn't
that.
like it. I'd be like, no, get out of here. Well, because his brother was River Phoenix, right? And River Phoenix,
I didn't even know you had a brother.
yeah, he passed away from like drug. I think
The actor?
drug overdose. He was, yeah, River Phoenix. Stand
didn't
by
know
me.
that.
Stand by me.
No.
Ever since,
I swear
oh
to God,
my
I didn't know.
lord.
I'm sorry. I did not know.
We need to have like a crash course with you and some
Yeah.
movie trivia
Yeah.
here.
That's true.
Yeah.
He doesn't watch anything.
I don't watch anything anymore now. Do you have a hard time watching films now? Since you're like in the business?
No, I have a hard time watching TV.
See, I can't watch
I don't
either.
like TV shows that much.
I can't
I'm more of a
watch
film person. But then I talk
films.
through it. I do like the science, Mystery Science Theater thing. Like I talk there and people are like, you shut the fuck up. I was like, sorry, I have opinions. Like, I make fun of things like when they're really cringy, or when I go to see a show too. It's kind of bad because sometimes I laugh if something like is cringy and it's supposed to be serious. I'm like, oh. And I'm like in the front row and I'm like, oh my gosh.
See, I can't watch movies and TV shows that much anymore because like I know what goes on in them, and I'm fascinated by what goes on in them, like in the sense of like technical stuff.
Shouldn't that make you appreciate it more though?
I appreciate the cinematography, but like I don't look at it as a whole anymore. It's hard. It's really hard for me to get into a movie and like, wow, this thing blew me away.
Like last night, I would have been watching the fighters in the cage, and he would have been watching the people holding the cameras outside of the cage. Like
you were watching the girl holding the camera out of the cage. What are you talking about? Yeah, you were. I saw
what?
You.
She was in the middle. She was in the shot.
Sure, she was. I'm kidding.
Oh.
Never mind. I do have a hard time kind of watching movies nowadays. But I mean, I guess it's understandable. I mean, even if you Google, most actors don't really enjoy films and TV like that anymore because they know it. Yeah, I mean, if you have to suspend reality as a normal viewer to get into a film.
I don't suspend reality as a normal viewer to get into a film. I think I'm just like, wow, was a great performance. Like, so I know it's acting.
I was about to say, I mean, you have to suspend reality if you watch Jurassic Park. I mean, you can't think it's real because we don't have dinosaurs walking around.
No, I definitely know it's fake. I mean, I guess you do suspend. Yeah, but I mean,
when you know for example,
to get like fully vested.
Correct.
Into the
I mean,
movie.
you know the technicalities of acting. You know that at some point somebody had a slate and somebody said, "Seen this, blah blah blah, ready to take action." You know that happens. You know more than the average person. The average person doesn't know that, so like they can get invested more. You know that there's takes. You know that this is redone, reshot. So I start to notice more errors when I watch TV shows. Like I was watching, the hell was I watching? I happened to stumble through this TV show, this comedy show, and this guy starts off the scene by an upside down chair, and then the camera sees him there. He says something. The camera goes back to the person who he's talking to, and then when they go back to him, all of a sudden he warped like 20 feet, and he's no longer by the chairs anymore. And I'm like, I noticed that, but the average person isn't going to notice that.
No.
You see, that's kind of where I'm at.
Because you're anal.
Yeah.
I don't know. 20 feet is a really far distance, so
Well,
other people might not.
It was probably a little less.
Like
than
it was
20
actually
feet.
1 centimeter.
Yeah, no, it was obvious to me because I was like, man, he was just by that
You
chair.
took a tape measure, you paused it, you took a tape measure, and I was like measuring it.
I told you he's anal.
I'm one of those, yeah. So what are your plans for the future acting wise? Like, do you plan on doing your own films? Do you?
Yeah. Well, so actually, right now I'm trying to find a different agent because I fired my last one.
My agent's looking for.
Are you just looking? Oh.
We will, I will
He's
let
not
you.
looking for that.
He's not looking anymore. No, because I fired my last agent, and kind of funny story about that is I sent them this really, really nice email, like a really nice breakup email. Like it was the classiest one I think I've ever done. And
also, there's multiple. So
not
maybe
with
the problem
agents,
is
more
you.
with people.
Oh,
You email people when you don't want to.
No, but like you know how like you have like it was like a very good like breakup conversation, but I had to put it through email because I wasn't gonna go travel all the way just to say I don't want to deal with you.
No.
You know, but gas is expensive.
Yeah.
But no, and I sent them this really, really nice email, and then they didn't respond back at all. They just like deleted me from all of their stuff, and I'm like, those motherfuckers. I guess I made the right decision.
But that's unprofessional.
I know. I was like, but I made the right decision. That showed me that I made the right decision.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But no, I actually sent out a whole bunch of my materials to like a whole bunch of different agencies, and I'm waiting to hear back. And I'm like, please, like, tell me either which way. Like, but the same like with you.
You're never gonna get it.
But the same thing with you is that it's hard to, not necessarily that it's hard to cast you, but it's like you don't fit in their pre-made like boxes. You know what I mean? Like every time my other agent, I mean, they gave me a total of like 3 auditions or 4 auditions in the total like 4 years that I had them or whatever.
Wow.
They sucked. I broke up with them for a good reason. Okay.
Definitely smells shite.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
No, and they were all like roles that didn't fit me at all. Like they were like the girl next door roles, like the all-American looking girl next door. I was like, bro, you know I'm not gonna get that. That's not gonna work. And then like, so yeah. So it's kind of hard because if you're like a mixture of things, but you don't look completely like one thing, you're kind of stuck in this weird like box thing where like, oh, you're not you're not like European enough to be that, but you're not like this enough to be that. And so we're kind of like, where do we put you? And I'm like, hey, whatever. Just.
But man, only 3?
It was either 3 or 4. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. They got me one that was fun to do. It was actually for, I auditioned for, I think it was Better Call Saul. I think it was. They got me auditioned for that. Yeah. I think it was like,
he has no idea. No.
Yeah. Better Call Saul. Yeah.
It's a very popular
the character
TV
was actually
show.
really, it was kind of a crazy character, but yeah. And yeah, but that was the only audition that I think it was that show. It was a long time ago, but I think it was that show. That was the only one.
Before I fucking landed Chicago PD, I was auditioning fucking left and right.
See, and that's what I want to do. Like I'm auditioning myself a lot. Like I do a lot of voiceover now, which is kind of cool. So, I mean, like I've been booking some voiceover stuff, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that because you can look like shit.
Yeah.
Totally make money for it.
That's why I said I wanted to join the Family Guy
It's like
crew.
really
Me
good.
right there.
It's like really nice.
Man, I would
But
love
yeah.
to show up in pajama pants and just talk.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, wait, you want me for my voice? That's so cool.
Yeah.
But no, I would love to, 1, get another agent and actually have them get me shit. And then 2, I'm working on a screenplay. Like I'm like a quarter of the way finished with it. And so I'm actually like trying to save for filming that so that when I finish it, I can actually film it. And it's a full length though. It's probably going to be like an hour and a half. It's not going to be like a short film. Yeah.
So we have a production company.
You do?
And we're so me and Diego, we're trying to get into this business. So we might
Okay.
stay in contact.
Okay, I'll hit you
Yeah,
up.
we'll see.
Well, I didn't think you're going to drop me like after this interview.
Oh,
we might
I mean,
stay in contact.
That's what we do with everyone.
We might.
Well, we don't drop anybody, but if
Or we
anyone
might.
talks to us
We
anymore.
might just send you an email. A breakup
Hey,
email.
but you know what? I'm a classy bitch, and I will respond back.
All right.
So,
as long as you get it. Yeah.
No, but on serious note, me and the guy who I'm working with to do my short film, we've always had this idea of kind of like, doing it as a profession to help, obviously smaller budget films or whatever, to make things happen. So you never know.
Oh,
You
that'd be
never know.
cool. Yeah.
You might have met the right person.
that.
Kurt, what did you say you wanted to play? A serial killer?
Yeah, I'd love to play like a crazy person. Yeah.
I think.
Which is funny because I write children's books too. So it's kind of funny that I want to be like a crazy and then like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I always play a murderer serial killer guy. So what the fuck? I want to play the Danny Tanner type one day. The All-American Dad. The good guy. I want to play the good guy.
The full house just keeps
Fuck.
circling back around.
Yeah.
That was
in
my
this
childhood.
thing.
You have no idea.
Yeah,
You have no idea. That
Oh my
was
gosh, have you
childhood.
seen his stand-up, Bob Saget or
Of
whatever?
course, he was like the biggest
Yeah.
perv in the world.
I was like, whoa, you are
He
nutted.
used to get in trouble on set a lot. They had to kind of,
Really?
Yeah.
Like, cut it out. They probably said that to him a lot.
dude. in the first season, he was in. They were thinking about firing him a couple times because he would control his mouth around the kids.
Not okay.
I mean, but that's what he does. I mean, you should have known that was coming at the same time because I mean, his comedy, like
Yeah.
but
Rest in peace,
he got
man.
better. He got better at it over time or whatever. But like it was really big with like Michelle's parents. Because they were toddlers. They were little kids,
Yeah.
and their parents were always there. Well, all 3 of them, their parents were there until they were 18 or whatever. But
They're fine now. They're
Oh, yeah.
billionaires. It
Yeah, they're
didn't
fine.
Affect them.
yeah, they're fine. They're just anorexic. Probably don't eat.
You know what? They had their spout with some mental health things, but I
Did
think
you-
I think
I
they
would
bounced
think-
back.
Did you see who one of them? One of them was
child
married.
actors.
Hold on, one of them was married to like a 50-year-old.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that. He was ugly, too.
What's his name?
He was ugly.
Man,
What does he own? He's a billionaire.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
girl,
think.
you got money though. You don't
you
need that.
don't have to do that.
You don't
Yeah,
need
you got
that.
money.
You don't
She
need that.
wanted more.
No, but still, I mean, bro, the fact that she was married to like someone who was like triple her age,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
A little weird.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of whatever. Her sister's kind of good looking. I find her attractive.
You talking about the other one?
Elizabeth.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
she's
why
cute.
I find
Yeah,
her. I don't know
she's
why I
cute.
find her
She's-
attractive.
yeah.
Like I have a mean crush on her right now. Don't know why. Like I follow her on Instagram or stalk her on Instagram.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
healthy. That's real healthy.
That's
Right
man.
there.
She's
Good behavior.
Cute. She's cutie. She's definitely a cutie.
She's a pretty good actress too. I mean, like,
very good.
yeah,
She's very
Yeah.
good.
yeah.
I mean, her accent kind of flipped on the Marvel thing, but whatever. We won't talk about that.
She has an accent.
That's the
It's
problem.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. So she starts with an accident in the first Avengers movie, and then
She's like,
little by little,
"Actually."
we're like,
Right.
you know
I'm gonna
what?
phase this out.
Your face. We got to change your face. That's what we got to do. And they kind of did the
Oh
whole.
yeah, she does the Age of Ultron. Or,
Yeah, she has an accident.
she-
Then all of a sudden, she
Yeah.
does
she
it.
like a Russian accent. Yeah.
And the same thing with Storm in the old X-Men movies. In the first X-Men movie, Halle Berry's doing this crazy African
You're right.
accent.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they said, you know what? I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
You can let that go.
Cut.
Right.
it out.
Just forget about
I
it.
know.
Whatever. I think that happens a lot though. But a lot of people, like they try something.
Nobody
I think
really noticed. So
Gary
It's all
Oldman
good.
too. Gary Oldman in Batman Begins.
why do you keep on?
Because he's fucking awesome.
All right.
Gary Oldman's another one. He did in Batman Begins. He plays the officer. He talks with a little bit of an accent. And then he drops it in the second one. They're like, nah, we're good.
What is
It'll
that?
be fine.
Wow. I'm brain farting on the movie, and it's like The Fifth Element. That was what I think when I think of him. I think of him in that movie.
The
He
Fifth Element?
Yeah, he was in
Yeah,
that movie. He was the evil guy.
Oh, with the smooth black hair.
Yeah, that
thingy.
starts like bleeding
He has,
through
like, a
his head. It
flamethrower or
was
some
really
shit.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think of every time I think of him, I think of that
It's
movie.
really odd.
Have you seen The Book of Eli though?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Because he was really good in that
Of
movie
course
too.
I do. He's
Yeah.
good at everything
Yeah.
he does. Everything.
Sure.
There's
That movie made me sad.
there is no bad mouthing of Gary Oldman in this
Except
studio.
for his ex-wives, probably.
Sure. I think the only
I want to get into that.
I don't even know. I didn't even know he was married. I just like the
He's
man.
been married a lot. Yeah, but he was a good actor.
He's
But I
amazing
think that's
actor.
what's important too, because you touched on a really good thing, kind of like with DJ Tanner. I mean, dang it, now you got me saying it too.
Donna Joe.
Damn it.
Donna Joe Tanner.
Cameron.
Kind of with Candace is, you like in Hollywood, a lot of times you have to separate. Like, I don't want to care what you think about in your personal, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't really care about that as much as I care about you acting or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to get that involved in your personal.
So I'll give you
I
something
think
that happened.
Scientology is stupid, but
Let them
I-
believe it if they
I
want. Who
wouldn't
cares?
Yeah, sure,
want to
yeah.
not watch a Tom Cruise movie. If
Because
it's
he's
good.
Scientology.
So
Yeah.
this is ironic because it happened yesterday. I'm not trying to throw my family under the bus, but we were having a conversation and then we were talking about the Buzz Lightyear movie, right? And then did you watch it? No, I didn't watch it. Oh, but it's so good. And I'm like, I won't watch anything that has to do with Toy Story unless the original voices are fucking doing it. Period.
makes
That's
sense.
just me,
That
right?
makes
So I
sense.
will not watch.
No,
I
makes
love
sense.
Chris Evans, but no,
Yeah.
unless Tim Allen is the voice of Buzz Lightyear, count me out.
Yeah.
So then the conversation turned into, oh, we don't like Tim Allen anymore because he's a super conservative Trump supporter. And I'm like, well, what the fuck does that matter? Like, why does it matter? It doesn't matter what he does in his personal life.
Yeah.
That's on him. That you have to separate the man with his profession, right? I mean, that's just leave it alone. But it was just like you just said, like, it doesn't matter. They could believe what they want.
And we have so many serious things going on in the world right now. It's like, why can we?
Speaking of a funny one,
What?
Brittany Griner's she's settling into her new home in Russia now.
It's not funny.
Oh, it's kind of funny to me.
It's cold out there.
I think that's the least of her concern is the temperature.
That's terrible.
You know what? I can totally see her dominating the fucking Russian women's penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? She's like 7 foot tall.
She's
You know
like
what I'm saying? I'm
the.
pretty sure she'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
Like they just basically moved her to her happy home for the next 9 years.
Sucks.
I mean, she's an idiot though. What do you want to do? I mean, she made a fucking stupid choice. You know, and this goes to
I don't think
this,
she's an idiot. I think she
that's
might have
an
thought
idiot.
she was like above the law.
Yeah.
That's an idiot.
Celebrity. That's what
That's an
that's
idiot.
what celebrities do
Yeah.
sometimes.
They're called
think
idiots.
Yeah, they're calling
They
We
think
call them
they can
idiots.
get away with it.
Yeah, we call them idiots.
No.
Yes.
It's not that they're idiots. It's they
They're too prideful.
they feel entitled because
Yeah.
people let them do what they kind of wanted to do their whole lives, and then
But
This
pride
happens.
makes you illogical, so that makes
Yeah.
sense. So then technically you are
An
an
idiot.
idiot. Yeah. Or at least you have idiot tendencies.
Look, I agree with everyone who says it's only marijuana. I get it. Yes, it's only fucking marijuana. Here,
yeah, here it's only marijuana.
we have no jurisdiction
Why would
anywhere
you-
else.
Yeah.
I would.
And I don't feel bad for her one bit, and I'll tell you why. Because it's not like that's her first fucking trip to fucking Russia. She played for the Russian national
I didn't
team
even
for
know.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Wait, she didn't play for the Russian national
yes,
team.
she did.
I didn't know
The
that.
Russian
Not
national,
the national team. I'm sorry. She played for the Russian league. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 'cause she was making more money over there.
I don't care what she was doing. I'm just saying it's not your fucking first rodeo.
Yeah.
Over there, you know the
I
rules
blame her.
there.
That changes things.
You knew the rules. You knew what you can and cannot do. You know the laws are different over there. This is your first day there. If it would have been your first day, I would have gave you, okay, cool. I got you. But you've been there for years.
Yeah.
You should know better.
Didn't she try to say that like, or other people were trying to say that she was like such in a hurry to pack and like she had so much anxiety, she just like shoved it like
Everything's a fucking
like it was
anxiety.
stuck in her blanket.
Everything's about anxiety.
Oh my God. I feel like that's like everything has an excuse. Let's stop trying to play victims.
Just
Own
like,
up to what
I
you
messed
fucking
up.
did.
Yeah.
Period. That's like, I don't get it. And I know some people really, and I get it because people like to argue the fact that, oh, you guys don't understand because you guys were raised differently. You guys were raised to man up or whatever, what we would call man up, right? I understand that. But you cannot blame everything that you do, the mistakes you make on anxiety or some type of mental illness. Like Daryl Brooks, his mom and his grandmama came on there saying, oh, prison isn't somewhere for someone who has mental health issues. Well,
yeah, there's a lot of people with mental health issues
that
in
don't
prison.
run over. But they don't run over fucking people with cars. Why are we looking for excuses for someone when they did something wrong?
Let's help the veterans who have mental health issues before we help the inmates first, maybe. I don't know. It's like,
I say put them down. I say put them down. How do we all vote? I say put them down.
Yeah.
Put him down sounds so
Yeah.
sad. No, I agree. If it's obviously him and there's no like, oh, it could be a different guy or, you know, whatever, it's obviously him.
Yes,
then like,
doppelganger out there.
There are so many states that still have the death penalty though. Like I
As
remember
we should.
looking,
As
but I
we
was
should.
surprised.
Illinois is one of them.
I
I
was
love it.
surprised that like, that I was like, oh dang, wow, what?
I was about to say something that totally slipped my mind. Golly,
twice today.
my freaking short-term memory is
kidding.
bad. It is god awful. Like,
The
really
vape
god
didn't
awful.
get to his lungs, but it's sure getting to his
man.
his brain.
Fucking smoke weed. That's what I should do. Missy, where can people find you in case they want to reach out? If you want to disclose that, if not, you can go tell me to go fuck myself.
No,
It's all
I
right.
was like, no, I'm not going to say an F-bomb on the air.
Oh, you can.
I was like,
I mean, hold on. I think I have it somewhere.
Nah.
There it is. Just let me know when you're ready. I'll
no,
hit it.
it's okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, by the way, you said it like 3 times. I've been keeping count.
I know it was a joke.
It's all right.
Okay, go ahead.
I was hoping that would land.
Oh, no.
Gosh.
Sorry.
Gosh.
Sorry. Napoleon Dynamite.
my
Yeah.
chapstick. No,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I was like,
You're definitely the third. Yeah. All right.
show up, you turd. Okay. Lard. It was lard.
some
Sorry.
lard.
Show up, you lard. Tina, you stupid lard. So I am on Instagram, and that's about it. So on Instagram, it's a weirdo.
Weirdo.
Yeah. But
Say that a couple times fast.
A
can't
weirdo.
say it.
Weirdo. Yeah.
Weirdo.
Yeah. But I also like so my stage name my stage name is Amaria Rayen. So Amaria, and then my last name Rayen. So that's
Fair
what I
enough.
go by. So
Jonathan, what do you got? You got anything?
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm starving right now.
Are you really?
Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna go straight to
meatloaf.
bed. The meatloaf, ma. She's gotta be like a semi-regular. Like
I'm down with that.
you
I'm
guys
down
are
with
making
that.
me blush.
I'm totally down with that.
Yeah.
you don't live like super far away.
Yes.
I kind of do. You know what though? On good days, it's only 45 minutes. I looked. On
Wow.
bad
Wow,
days,
that's a
it's an
stretch.
hour.
That's still
And
pretty
three.
far.
Indiana?
We need to
No,
figure
you're
out.
not.
We need to figure out how to make this work over Zoom.
No, I'll still come.
Oh, there we go.
I'll still come to do it.
Okay, we
Yeah.
got that on tape, so you
Yeah.
can't back out on that.
I won't.
You're good.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
I had a really great time. This is really fun. It's
Cool.
awesome. Thank you for having me.
We are going to sign out. And that's going to be our show for tonight. Like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, everything we said is in our opinion, and if you don't agree with it, you can kiss my ass.